It does! Okay, guys, I'm going to come at you today. This is a mail day slash data analyst day for my... I can never open these. Like, I 100% appreciate people doing their thing, doing their best job, living their best life by trying to package these with such care and all that other synonyms for a good professional way. All right, so this one is the one that I said was really undervalued because Brock First Edition PSA 10 was able to get over $2,000 for it. I think that the Brock First Edition PSA 9 should minimum be worth $200. Again, if we're doing that, 10 is the lowest, and most likely at a couple of $100, like $400 or $500. But this right here is the 9 that I got for $100. So this is a win. I also have. I think there's 44 PSA 10 copies for Brock. There is, I think, 118 PSA 9 copies. I have to, someone correct me on that. Someone fact check me. Ooh, they put this as fragile. Thank you, Mr. Whoever you are. This is a Metal Energy I got. Metal Energy First Edition PSA 8. That is something that I think I might have gotten for like $50. It's very, very, very undervalued. Extraordinarily undervalued. I had this like my 7th PSA 8 at this point. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Oh god, hiccups. And I have 2 9s and 2 7s. I'm buying what I can for those. What in the great Google... Oh, this must be from like Australia or something. Internationally tracked. I hope this is my Feraligator. Let us see if it is. I'm gonna... Okay. We're doing a thing here. Learning how to... America supports you. That's adorable. And then, I love it when they give me the cardboard so I could reuse another cardboard when I go to sell. Speaking of selling things, I just sold a pre-release Dark Gyarados from the Rocket Sets, PSA 9, sold it for $20. I sold another one for $20 like a few days ago, and I just listed another one, 25 or best offer. Oh, this is Misty's Gold Duck. This is a first edition PSA 9. These things are beautiful. And I love them. This one got a 9 specifically for... I don't know. The back looks good. Little bit of what that's on the case. That's not on the card. Oh. If you can tell, I don't think you can tell. Let me move you to where you can tell. There is a red dot. That red dot is what gave it the 9 because everything is very well centered. Everything is very well perfect on this card. I don't see any. Ooh, I don't see any print lines. I don't see any scratches on the hollow foil. Yeah, that it's definitely from that. Oh, maybe I do see a print line or a scratch. But mostly it's for that. So moving, I'm going to move back into me dormitorio because clearly I cannot hold my phone up there without me being an idiot. So we are gonna go move my floss. I dropped my floss. This video brought to you by 7-Eleven Floss. No, it's not 7-Eleven. It's Glide. It's Gillette. It's interesting. Okay, so you guys don't see my room. I don't show it on purpose because it is so disgustingly messy. And here we go. All right, moving into it, we had a Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz, First Edition PSA 9, sell for 82 doll hairs. We had a Misty's Tentacruel, First Edition PSA 9, record price, 132. Fantastic. Oh, this is the Dark Gyarados that I sold. I'm going to ship out tomorrow. If you buy anything from an eBay store, I ship it out the next day, guaranteed. If you pay me at like 6 in the morning, I'll ship it that day. I don't give a hoot. Erica's Vileplume, First Edition PSA 9, sold for 102. They said there was an error on there. They said there was gray lines running across. I've seen the gray lines running across before. I don't know if that's an actual error. Maybe Bulbapedia sees it as an error. I didn't see it on this particular card. They said it just didn't show up in the photo, but I have seen that before. Maybe that's why it sold for $102 instead of like the $80-something that normally would have sold for. Or there's a new record price point. I don't know. We had a Rockets Moltres First Edition PSA 9 sell for $255. A Koga First Edition PSA 9 sold for $64. These are all the hollow versions. We had a Blaine's Charizard. There's a bunch of Blaine's Charizard. So why I think you we had that record price point of $1,000, which I said it would hit, and then like 3 other Charizards hit because that's what it did, and that's why you're not seeing any record prices here. Had a little bit of a retrace. I'm not sure if I said it. I thought it would. Blaine's Charizard first edition PSA 9 sold for $830. We had a Dark Typhlosion first edition BGS 9. Everything was, or no, I'm sorry, BGS 9.5. Everything was a 9.5 except for the corners. Sold for $300. Had a Voltorb from base set first edition PSA 10. Sold for $91. We had another. Oh no, we had Dark Charizard first edition PSA 9. Sold for $662. I don't think that's a record price point, but that's the line. Like $650. That is the line. That's the line that you're going to see for that card now. Blaine's first edition PSA 8 sold for $532. That is why that 9. You know, obviously if 5 of them hit the market at once, it's not going to go for $1,000. But because 50% of what the 9 sells for, that's the 8. It's $532. Rainbow Energy first edition PSA 9 sold for $90. Had a Lieutenant Surge's Raichu. It was first edition. It was raw. I would have given that a 9 because that looked good. Little bit of whitening. That's about it. Corners look good. Everything was well centered. Sold for $57. They got a good value on that. We had a Rocket Zapdos first edition. This was raw as well. I would have given it would have been a weak 9. You know, definitely a very strong 8. You know, a good 8.5. But if it would have gotten a 9, which I think would have been acceptable, it wouldn't have been like that's a good it's okay. Yeah, it's acceptable. Sold for $101. Bit my tooth. Dragonite first edition PSA 9 sold for $540. This is I told you there was going to be a little because it sold for what $580 the last one. Told you there's going to be a little bit of a retrace. I don't know if this is a normal retrace or because it was just a private listing. And the private listing, obviously, you can't tell if anything's show bid or anything. I tend to not bid on private listings because I don't know unless the card really looks like, and I know I'm getting it for a good price. Lapras first edition PSA 9 sold for $204. Or definitely minimum now for that card is $180. $200 is, I think, the line where we're going. Gengar first edition PSA 9 sold for $247. These have been weird. They've been selling for $230, $330, anywhere in between. Who knows where that Gengar from Fossil set is going to be able to land. Outside of that, we had a Sabrina's Alakazam. This is the one I told you about the other day. I bought one that was $400 because I think that's a great deal. Sabrina's Alakazam is 130 PSA 10 copies. I don't know how many PSA 9s, but it's very undervalued. If you can get it for $400, steal. This one was listed at $400, and I was going to get it. I was like, oh, am I really buying another? But I looked on it. When you turned it, the front looked great. Most of the back looked great, but on the bottom left, there was not just some white. It was like a chip. It was like, this should not be a 10. This should have gotten a 9. But someone bought it. Someone bought it for $400. We had another Dark Charizard. First edition PSA 10 though, 2.2 grand, same as the last one. I think 2K is a minimum line. I don't think you're going to see another one sell for under that for a long time, unless there's a bit of a retrace where you see a bunch more flood the market. Which again, that had kept pace with the Blaine's Charizard, but now they're seeing that, you know, that had 400 something PSA 10 copies. Blaine's Charizard only has like 270, I think, so that's why. Moving past that, I completely forgot where oh yeah, Slow King first edition PSA 8, 165 her best offer. It sold, and that's a good buy because again, I think that and the 9 are undervalued right now. There was an auction, Ultra Rare Seeker or Ultra Seek Rare, whatever his name is on eBay. I'd follow him on Instagram also, Randy Chavez on Instagram. I made a Twitter as well, specifically to keep up with Elon Musk tweets because he was tweeting his head off the other day, and I was like, okay, like. After the earnings call, the stock went up to 880. And then I was like, nice. And then it retraced after he made a single text. And like, I think the stock is too high in my opinion. Went down to 768. I was like, okay, I'm buying one. You buy on the dips. And then as he did that whole tweet storm, it went down to 708. I bought another one. Bought down to 650. I think I told this story already, but Elon Musk, he plays like 5D chess because every single time in his Twitter history, his twistery, he would tweet that, you know, I think the stock is overvalued. I don't think we're deserving of this price. It goes up the next month, like 10%. And volatile stock to begin with. And there was some speculation that he had said he was going to do that, purposely make the value go down so he could raise more money. There was another tweet that said like he's going to make the value go down because he wants to like cash out. and then just like they're gonna ask him to step down and see how. Like, he's done this so many times. He knows he's one of the smartest men in the world. He's not going anywhere. If I didn't buy more FSLY, it's a company called Fastly, do DDoS, any type of Netscape that basically not quantum computer. They do networking computers. If I didn't buy them this morning, I would have bought more Tesla because they went up again, like 8% today. So anyway, outside of that, I know I just went off a rant on Tesla. Slow King first edition PSA 8 sold for $165 or best offer. Even if I got $165, it's a steal because that 10 is so rare, and we haven't had a sale on that in so long. Speaking of that rare, Pidgeot first edition PSA 10 Hollow from Jungle Set. We haven't seen a sale on that, a public sale in a long time. 1.1 grand or best offer, and I was looking at it. I should have bought it. I should have bought it, but I didn't. And now I'm paying for it because the next one's going to be like $1,500. There was another. I don't even know what this Two Swirls was about. Anyway, it was a Pokemon Championships, like the semi-trophy cards. You know, the world's cards. 2017 it was the staff card, staff stamp, PSA 8, sold for $100. Great buy. Blaine's Charizard again, first edition PSA 9, sold for $761. Like I said, there's a bunch of these that hit the market. Legendary Beasts. All right, so these, like I was saying before, the Entei Gold Star sold from Unseen Forces, sold for PSA 10, like $540 or $560 the other day. As soon as that auction happened, this one ended. There was all three of them, Entei, Suicune, and Raikou. It was $16.75, sold. They're all PSA 10, done. Because that, again, it's a great buy. Blaine's Moltres, first edition, PSA 10. We don't know what it sold for. List says $4 grand or best offer. It sold, and that was on there for like 2 days because that a 10 hasn't appeared in a while. We had a Misty's Golduck, first edition, PSA 8, sell for $72. And then we had another Misty's Golduck just now, first edition, PSA 8. It was on auction. The first bid was like $25, and then the auction was taken down. So that's something that is, we don't know what it sold for. Oh, I was making a point before. Slow King, first edition, PSA 8, ultra rare Seeker. He had a bunch of auctions end, and I messaged him about it. Like, what happened? Like, they all just went away. The Lugia, first edition, PSA 8, was at a record price point already of $535, and it was just like I just wanted to keep them all. I'm just not ready to sell them at this point. I was like, okay, fair enough. And he had a Slow King first edition PSA 9. It was at $350. That would have been a new record price point, but he decided not to. Maybe he thinks he can get more money in the future, which, as long as you hold Pokemon cards, you definitely can. But that was it. That is what he had said. That was his reasoning. I'm going to go watch more videos on the Tesla because again, I'm not a financial. I guess I am a financial professional because that is what own two businesses, and the first one is in banking. But I am not a stockbroker. I don't have my Series 7 or 67 license. I don't have. I never went to school. Like, so, you don't need school to own businesses. I own two, and okay. But you're gonna have. So that's just saying, like, this is just my opinion. Don't take everything I say as fact. Tesla is going to be one of those companies that doesn't matter where you buy, 500, 700, 900. In my personal opinion, once the autonomous driving is figured out and they have the robo-taxis and they're just growing by the billions. And that's going to be a 5 to 10x return on your money. Obviously, you've seen that with Pokemon growth in a couple of months, not even years, months. But I don't know how to explain it. Like, you should diversify your money, and I have a bunch in cash advance, a bunch of Pokemon cards. I'm starting to get a bunch in stocks, not a lot. It's in the 5-figure range, like 20 grand, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot. Some people do that in one trade because they're crazy. All right, I'm gonna go, guys. I love you all. I'll see you later.